Good morning, children. Let's start chapter number 10, Walls Tell Stories. So, this is about Golconda Fort we are going to study. So, reached Golconda. At last, we reached Golconda. We were glad that Didi was with us. Didi studies history and we enjoy visiting different places with her. So Shalja, my goodness, this fort is so huge. Sridhar, and see at what a height it is built. Kalyani, just look. Have you ever seen such a huge gate? Shalja, it must be heavy. I wonder how many people would be needed to open and close the gate. Children, you can see here the gate is so huge. How children are looking in front of the gate, they are looking so small. So it is such a huge gate. Kalyani, look at these sharp iron spokes. I wonder why they were made. You can see here round spokes are there. Can you see these round structures here? These are the round spokes. Okay. So that is what she was saying. I wonder why they were made. They were made for the protection, security. Shalja, look at these thick walls too. I have never seen such thick walls. Kalyani, at some places a part of the wall comes out in a round shape. Okay. And I wonder why. Okay. Didi, these are called bastion. What are they called? They are called bastion. Please underline, this is important. These are called bastion or burj. See, these are even higher than the walls. The outer wall of this fort has 87 bastions. So we are talking about the Golconda Fort, and Golconda Fort has 87 bastions. Thick walls, a huge gate, and so many bastions. So many ways of ensuring security. Okay. Now this is the bastion. You can see it's higher than the wall. So bastions are usually at the top. Okay. They are usually at the top. So I think this here you will find the bastion on the top. Okay. So here you can see the bastions are here, right? Bastion, or there is a hole in the bastion so that they can see who is coming, who is attacking. Okay. So why are bastion made in the fort wall? To ensure the security. What are these big holes made in them? Why are they made? So they can have a look through it. Okay. What did we find inside the fort? Shalja, I wonder how old this fort would be. Do you think the king built the fort so that he could live here? Kalyani, it was written outside that, please underline children, Qutub Shahi Sultan ruled here one after another from 1518 to 1687. Okay. Who ruled here in Golconda Fort? Qutub Shahi Sultan. From which year to what year? 1518 to 1687. Okay. Much before that, in 1200, this fort was made of mud and different rulers lived here. Shalja, oh look, this board has a map of the fort. Sridhar, this map shows so many gardens, fields and factories. See, there are many places also inside the fort. Shalja, that means that not only the Sultan but many other people like farmers and workers also must have been living here. Kalyani, it must have been a complete town, the Sultan's place. Sridhar, these steps seem to go on and on. Okay, the children were going on the Golconda fort, and they were just climbing up the fort, and they felt that the steps are just going on and on. Shelja, even in those days, they used to have buildings with 2 floors. Now the building is in ruins, but one can imagine that earlier here there were many big halls and rooms there. Sridhar, look at this beautiful carving on the walls. It is so fine. Kalyani, we also saw something like a fountain on one of the roofs. Can you see here? So this is the fountain. Okay. So he says they saw the fountain on one of the roofs. Yes, there were many big tanks and fountains here. They used to be full of water. Wow, what engineering! Think, even today when engineers design houses, sometimes there is a dampness in the wall. There is a seepage in the wall. And here, so long ago, there were fountains on the terrace, and the building must have been made with such a good understanding. If we think how the people lived 500 years ago, so many questions come to our mind. For example, how was water lifted to such height? Can you guess how? See, fountains on the terrace, and how that time there were no machine, there were no pumps, there were no pipes. So how they were using it? How they were carrying the water and transporting the water at such a height? Yeah. So where is the east? Where is the west? At the place you are, where does the sun rise? Where does it set? Where you are standing, find out what is there to your east. What is there on your west? Okay. So to your east will be, you are facing the sun. So your face facing the sun. So that is east. Your back will be west, your left hand will be north, and your right hand will be south. Okay. Children, you have to look for this map, and you have to draw this map in your copy. Just watch this map carefully, Golconda Fort, and you have to underline it, and you have to draw it. Okay. Now we can see that these are the arrangements of water and all over there, right? So let's move to the next page. Why these attacks? Well, why they were attacking? Tell me. You can see there is a cannon. While we were all talking, Sridhar called us to see a big gun. What is that big gun called? Cannon. We ran up the steps. Shelja, this must have been the Sultan's big gun. You can see this is a cannon, and this is, you can see, this is the cannon, the big gun, and these are the golas which you are going to put in the cannon, bullets sort of. Okay. Didi was used by This was used by Aurangzeb. His full army came with their guns and cannons to attack, but they could not even enter the fort. For 8 months they camped outside the fort. Okay. So Aurangzeb wanted to attack and invade, and he wanted to win, and he wanted to enter inside the Golconda fort. Okay. He wanted to attack, but he camped outside the fort for 8 months, but he couldn't win. Why would the army come here all the way from Delhi? In those days, emperors and kings played such tricks. They tried to make smaller kingdoms as a part of their own kingdom. This was done sometimes by friendship, sometimes by flattery, or even by marriages between families. And when nothing else worked, they also attacked them. Okay. Kalyani. Why is it that Aurangzeb's army could not get into the fort? He had so many soldiers and big guns. Shalja. Didn't you see these strong, thick walls? In the map, there is a long, deep ditch along the wall. How could the army enter? So, children, there is a big ditch, means there is a big hole. No, they dig a big hole over there so that they cannot. All this, if there is a big hole dig, how will these animals, horses and elephant, they'll go inside and come up? So that is why they are being made, for the extra protection. So didn't you see these strong thick walls? The map in the map, there is a long deep ditch pit along the wall. How could the army enter? Sridhar, if the army tried to come from the different sides, then the soldiers in the bastions would have seen it from the distance. No wonder it was difficult to attack the fort. Okay. So imagine the army is coming on horses and elephants with their guns, and here Sultan's army stands fully prepared. Oh no, how many people and soldiers on both the sides must have been killed on these fightings? Why do people attack and have wars? Sridhar, guns and cannons are things of the past now. These days, many countries have nuclear bombs. A single bomb can cause so much of destruction. So children, we are doing till here.